Today, updates to a treatment label in CLL, priority reviews in sarcoma and ALL, a European approval in sarcoma, Phase 3 findings in liver cancer, and the halting of the development of a lung cancer drug. Welcome to Enclave News Network. I'm Lauren Ettlinger. In chronic lymphocytic leukemia, the FDA has expanded the label of Ibrutinib to include overall survival results in treatment-naive patients, as well as outcomes when combined with bendamustine and rituximab in relapsed refractory patients. Ibrutinib is now also approved as treatment for patients with small lymphocytic leukemia, whether or not they have 17p deletion. The survival benefit with Ibrutinib in the frontline setting was demonstrated in the Phase 3 RESONATE-2 study, in which the agent reduced the risk of death by 56% versus Chlorambucil. An independent review found that the drug had an 86% response rate versus 35.3% with Chlorambucil. Data looking at the combination of Ibrutinib plus bendamustine and rituximab were shown in the HELIOS study, which demonstrated an 80% reduction in the risk of disease progression or death with the triplet versus bendamustine and rituximab alone. At a median follow-up of 17.2 months, PFS was not reached with Ibrutinib and was 13.3 months for patients receiving bendamustine and rituximab alone. The ORR was 82.7% with the triplet versus 67.8% with the control arm. The FDA has granted a priority review designation to olaratumab for use in combination with doxorubicin as a potential treatment for patients with advanced soft tissue sarcoma who are not good candidates for radiotherapy or surgery. The application was based on data from the Phase 2 JGDG trial, in which the combination reduced the risk of death by 54% compared with doxorubicin alone. Additionally, the median progression-free survival was improved by 2.5 months with olaratumab plus doxorubicin. The overall response rate with the two drugs was 18.2% versus 11.9% with doxorubicin alone. Under the priority designation, the FDA will review the application within 6 months, compared with a standard 10-month review. In a statement, Dr. Richard Gaynor, Senior Vice President, Product Development and Medical Affairs for Lilly Oncology, the drug's manufacturer, said, "We are encouraged that the FDA has granted priority review for olaratumab as a potential treatment for advanced soft tissue sarcoma. We are hopeful that, if approved, olaratumab will provide a meaningful addition to the limited treatment options for this rare and difficult-to-treat disease." The FDA has also granted a priority review designation for the expanded approval of blinatumomab for the treatment of pediatric and adolescent patients with Philadelphia chromosome-negative relapsed refractory B-cell precursor acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The application was based on data from the single-arm study 205, which met the Phase 2 endpoint of complete remission within the first 2 cycles of blinatumomab. All patients enrolled on the trial have completed therapy and are currently being observed for long-term outcomes. Data have been submitted for the publication, but have yet to be reported. Blinatumomab received a breakthrough therapy designation in July 2014 before receiving an accelerated approval in December 2014 for adult patients in this setting. The FDA is scheduled to make its final decision on the expanded approval by September 1, 2016. In liver cancer, regorafenib was found to improve overall survival versus best supportive care in a Phase 3 trial of patients with unresectable hepatocellular carcinoma who progressed after receiving sorafenib. The RESOURCE trial showed that the safety profile for regorafenib was comparable to outcomes in prior studies. Previously reported Phase 2 data demonstrated that the median overall survival was 13.8 months with regorafenib. Additionally, the median time to progression was 4.3 months. Common grade 3-4 adverse events with regorafenib included hand-foot skin reaction, diarrhea, fatigue, and hypertension. Bayer, the manufacturer of the drug, will present the trial's full results at an upcoming scientific meeting. The European Commission has approved Eribulin mesylate as a treatment for patients with advanced or unresectable liposarcoma following an anthracycline-based chemotherapy. The approval was based on results from the pivotal Phase 3 Study 309, in which Eribulin demonstrated a median overall survival of 15.6 months compared with 8.4 months in patients who received dacarbazine. This was reported in a cohort of 143 patients with liposarcoma. The median progression-free survival in the group was 2.9 months with Eribulin versus 1.7 months with dacarbazine. In the overall study population, the median OS was improved by 2 months with Eribulin, and the median PFS was 2.6 months in both arms. Clovis Oncology has ceased all clinical development of Ruxolitinib, its once promising EGFR inhibitor for the treatment of patients with EGFR T790M mutated non-small cell lung cancer. In a statement, Clovis reported it would be receiving a complete response letter from the FDA on or before June 28, 2016, meaning the FDA will not be approving the new drug application that was once submitted for Ruxolitinib. Clovis has terminated enrollment in all ongoing Ruxolitinib studies, including the Phase 3 Tiger-3 trial. It has also withdrawn its application for regulatory approval in the European Union. Patrick J. Mahaffey, President and CEO of Clovis Oncology, said in a statement, "We are very disappointed in the outcome for Ruxolitinib, as there is a need for additional options for this difficult-to-treat disease." This final chapter in the Ruxolitinib saga follows a series of negative developments for the drug, including updated data revealing lower response rates than initially reported, a negative vote from the FDA's Oncologic Drugs Advisory Committee, and FDA approval of Ruxolitinib's main competitor in the setting, osimertinib. Clovis now plans to prioritize development of the PARP inhibitor Rucaparib, which demonstrated robust clinical activity and a tolerable safety profile for women with biomarker-defined relapsed ovarian cancer in the Phase 2 Ariel 2 trial. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Enclave News Network. I'm Lauren Ettlinger.